We're printing the Maker's Muse Ghost Test. And printing it at 50 millimeters per second and 40 on the outer perimeters. And when it's done printing, I will discuss it. This is being printed on the Woodstock Delta printer with the Replicape Beaglebone Black control. 32-bit Delta printer with a flying E3D Titan extruder and an E3D hotend. Okay, here's the Maker's Muse ghosting test. Printed on the Woodstock Delta printer. Looks pretty good. Hit it with some light here. And I don't see a whole lot of ringing. I do see some artifacts caused by the fact that since it's a flying extruder, it's a heavy, relatively speaking, thing to put on a Delta print head that, well, if I light it from the side, you can see the valley here with this groove down the middle that where I'm pointing here, that it puckers out a little bit on both sides of that. Probably the inertia of carrying the extruder around those corners causes it to overshoot a bit. But what we don't get is a lot of ringing that you might see on a Cartesian type printer. If you look at the ghosting test, I mean, there really isn't any ghosting. There is some distortion again because of the heavy head. If I light it from the side here, you can see how it puckers out a little bit. But there isn't any ringing. The little pattern I think you're seeing is from the infill. If I go at an angle like this, you can really see there's no ringing at all. Being lit from an oblique angle. A little bit interesting on the pointy ends where the Maker's Muse thing is. Again, I think you see a distortion where that little pucker is at the very edge. I'm going to light it from above here. Right there. On the left edge. Also, if you look at the middle of the line below the M there, it's almost puckered in a little bit. Again, I think that's because of the inertia. But what we don't see is ringing. Like, you don't see the M pattern repeating itself to the right or the left, which you see on Cartesian printers, I think. Let's go around the back side. Yeah, same thing. This is 0.2 millimeter layer height. Again, I'll go with an oblique angle so you can see. That's kind of really points out the slight misalignment of the layers, but you don't see any ringing at all. If you light it from the front edge, you can see how nice and smooth that is. And I think this is due to two things. I think it's because you don't have that right-left motion of the heavy build platform in the part itself, so that prevents that sort of mechanical ringing that you get. And also this is using a 32-bit driver with Trinamic stepper motor drivers, which gives you quiet stepper motors, so the sound where the steppers isn't transmitted into the print. So I'm very happy with that. And thank you, Angus, for developing this test, because it really shows the differences between Cartesians and Delta printers.